What's up, Zox fam? We're back with some more Etheria Restart. Now, we have tons of news to get into in today's video. Now, we're not just getting into, obviously, another character that they have teased, and this one just looks so insane, but we also have tons of information I want to relay to you guys, a live stream that I already have scheduled on the channel that's going to be really important to make sure that you guys are there, especially if you are interested in Etheria Restart. Now, we're going to dive into this character first. Now, first things first, this is the Blade of No Thought Mian. So this is a Sutomo, another SR unit. And the crazy thing is that these SR units are getting tons of love. Now, one thing I wasn't thinking about before was the number of SSRs versus SRs that were in Etheria Restart in the beta. And I think that there were significantly way more SSRs than there were SRs. So that also could be another reason why we're also seeing a flux of SRs coming into the game. But like I mentioned in the last video, some of our favorites could potentially go from like an R to an SR or even an SR to an SSR as the story unveils and develops characters. Now, of course, with that, just to kind of give you the full design of him, he looks really sick. It's like kind of like an interesting mixture, though, of a couple of different cultures, which is really interesting. But of course, the base culture, you can definitely tell, is definitely a little bit more Japanese, which definitely for me, I'm not mad at. You kind of have the Oni vibe on the helmet, which is really cool. That's something that not helmet, but it's like the mask, right? So you kind of have like the half mask with the horn coming out of his head, which is really, really cool. Now, of course, we cannot forget the blade, bro. The blade is looking a little fire. It still has like a futuristic feel, but the hilt of it is still giving that traditional, feel as well. So you kind of have a lot of tie-ins here, which is really cool, which I think is kind of giving this character his own unique flair. And then, of course, when we're looking at attribute, he looks like he's a dark attribute. I mean, I don't know what else he would be, but again, that's just something that I feel like they did extremely well here with the character, and it's a guy character, right? And I noticed that's one thing I had someone say in the comment sections, that the guy characters are getting a lot of love, which they really like, which is one thing that I'm actually extremely hype about. They're not just trying to like waifu wash us with just, booba, and they're actually giving the husbandos, or the bromandos, as I call them, some love in the game. So I'm hoping that they hold a lot of weight too, like within the meta as well. Now, of course, under the report, it says he is the current owner of the Wenshi martial arts school in the Mirage City area. After the death of his elder sister Wenshi, he inherited the Wenshin martial arts school with the support of his younger sister Long. So he has, obviously giving us context there, he has two sisters. Now it goes to say too, under report 2, he is rigorous and steady, regards family inheritance as everything, adheres to tradition. Like, you can see what I was talking about with the blade, and may even appear a little old-fashioned and dull. And then under report 3, he dotes on his older sister Oboro. Oh, his only sister. I said older sister, his only sister. So Oboro is his sister? Oh, nah, that's fire, because Oboro is also really sick too, but is unable to express it directly. Oh, that's fire. So we're already seeing some family ties, actual playable family ties. So I'm wondering if they're gonna have some gimmick or mechanic that works with them both on the same team, because that's gonna be nuts. And so we have Oboro, now we have Sutomo, and oh, man, that's gonna be kind of nuts. That's gonna be kind of nuts. So I'm actually really excited to see how this guy kind of switches things up. And I should have guessed this with the blade color, because they have the similar aura. But he obviously looks a little bit different, but she looks really sick too. And Oboro was in the first, like, she's been in the game since the very beginning. She's constantly being shown. So it's really sick to see that they're adding another character that is similar or sharing the same tradition, and even it seems like the same weapon and martial arts style as her. So yeah, I'm actually really, really excited to see what they're gonna do, because that's kind of insane. All right, so that's basically the Blade of No Thought. All right, so now we have to get into the information that's really, really important for you guys to know. And this is the special preview program that they're going to be having on the 19th. This is, I think, my time. That should be happening around like 5 or 6 a.m. So yeah, it's gonna be super, super, super early. for maybe those that live in my region. For some of you guys, it might be a little bit later. But why is this live stream so important? Because this is actually a live stream that they're doing before the beta actually takes place. The beta closing is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, on the 24th. At the recording of this video, it is October 16th. And time is just kind of flying, right? So basically with this is basically going to be an opportunity to see some of the new things that they've added in the game firsthand. So even if you are not able to get into the beta, which most probably won't be able to because you do need a Chinese resident number, you will still be able to see what new content is coming into the game. And so what they basically have here is they're going to be showing new gameplay, the RTA arena, which they just should have said RTA, because one of the things that's really important to note with this game is that they really want to emphasize and have a PvP oriented culture, which is something that I thought was really cool. I mentioned in some previous videos that they were really like emphasizing even for free to play to be able to partake in that. So they're even going to have a RTA mode, arena mode, where players' dupes do not matter, right? So you can't just like dupe your way through there. It's really going to be relying upon your strategies and synergies and stuff like that, which again, another huge takeaway. And then of course with that, they have new aliens, which for those of you guys that don't know what aliens are, they're basically what they call the characters. So new characters they're going to be showcasing and showing off. And then of course, new bosses. And then there's other new content in this test that people will be able to actually test out. And then they're going to be giving away some stuff on the CN side. So again, the biggest thing is that this is going to be leading up to essentially us being able to get our hands on, one, information on what the game is bringing in fresh, and then two, when the beta comes, I will actually be streaming that entire thing. So we're going to be probably streaming straight. Like I'll probably put everything else on hold that I normally would be doing like video wise. And we're going to be, basically putting out videos and stuff like that on this. And what's really cool is that like, it's actually really nice to see that on the CN side, one of the things that's being said about this game pretty often is that this is a game that people are comparing to Persona. Specifically Persona 5, which is like really cool. I wasn't like really thinking that was going to happen. I thought like they were going to say the HSR, and there probably are some people that are throwing that reference out there, but we're getting more of a Persona reference. And in my opinion, that's a better reference to have because I definitely think that this game has a lot of layers, and it definitely does give, I feel like, players something completely different than what HSR gives. Like people can talk about looks and all that all day, but I feel like, again, HSR isn't the formula or the format or the founder of the way that their game looks. And then on top of that, the gameplay loop and the style and what they're giving is just completely different, right? And like I said, again, we can even argue just HSR doesn't even have PvP. So there's also that, right? So again, this is going to be something that is really interesting. Like I said, they have a lot of characters that look unique, a lot of layering. So we're going to be getting into that. I'm gonna try my best to translate as much of it as I can. So we'll see how this kind of goes. And then, of course, this, like I said, is pushing us closer to the official release of the game. This is the last beta, if everything goes well, if I'm not mistaken, that they will be running. So CPT3 is a pretty massive milestone for the game, considering how long we've been waiting. So yeah, guys, that's basically going to be that. Like I said, I already have it scheduled out on the channel. The devs have sent me all this information over. So I'm just relaying this to you guys. So that's going to be that with this one, guys. Everyone, stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.